Hey, what's good, powerful people? This is the Power Living with Purpose podcast for David C. Henderson, and this is the health tip of the week. This health tip of the week is overweight vegetarians. All right, this tip is sponsored by American Health and Fitness Services, Central Alabama area, which is the Montgomery, Tuskegee, Auburn, Opelika greater area. In-home personal training, personal diet plans, group exercise classes for locations, personal diet planning and coaching, personal fitness coaching, and everything also offered virtually, as well as delivery of alkaline water, 9.5 alkaline water, and slim and strong weight loss tea, produced and delivered in the area. All right, the website AmericanHealthFit.com/334, AmericanHealthFit.com/334. All right, so overweight vegetarians, touchy topic. All right. So, the statistics for every month, more and more, all around the world, United States as well, people are deciding to stop eating meat. However, in America, the statistics for obesity are still continuing to rise, as well as all major health problems. So, evidently, there are millions of people who have stopped eating meat. However, it hasn't really translated into weight loss or health problems going down statistically. I don't know. All right, so I mean, you probably know somebody who's a vegetarian who is overweight. You probably know somebody who's vegan who's overweight. Now, they may say they're doing it for their heart health, but the thing is, obesity raises your risk of all major health problems: heart attack, stroke, diabetes, cancer, everything. So just because you're overweight by itself raises your risk. Not saying that you can't be overweight and have a healthy heart, but obesity raises your risk for every major health problem. All right, just like diabetes does. All right, now, so here's the thing. While there are a lot of negative aspects to meat, definitely a lot of negative aspects to certain meats, there are also a lot of negative aspects to the foods that vegetarians are eating to replace the meat, and which is what's causing them to stay overweight. And although they've stopped eating meat, now they just become overweight vegetarians. All right, as for me personally, I'm a daytime vegetarian, so I don't eat meat with breakfast or lunch. I eat meat once a day with dinner. All right, or if I end up being somewhere where I have to eat some meat with lunch, I won't eat meat for dinner. All right, and on the weekends, no more. I kind of be a little bit more lax. I can eat meat twice, but not 3 times. So I can have it for breakfast and lunch, or lunch and dinner, or breakfast and dinner, but not all 3. All right, so I'm never going back to ever doing a 3 meat per day anymore. All right, one reason for eating less meat is to help slow global warming, because of the heavy carbon footprint of factory farmed meat, of factory farming animals. And another thing is how unhealthy many of these factory farms are. If you've been online and you've seen videos, it's disgusting the way the animals are packed in there, and then the way they're treated and all that stuff. Then they treat them with antibiotics because they're so packed in, that way they won't get sick. And they force feed them grain so they can grow at supernatural rates. I mean, just unnatural rates. And then they're slaughtered in some of the most brutal ways. And animals are not dumb. They know that they're about to get slaughtered, and their bodies produce stress hormones. So when they're in line and they know they're about to get slaughtered, their bodies are filled up with stress hormones. It stays in the meat. When they kill the animal, that stress hormone goes in the meat. So if you're not getting meat that was ethically slaughtered, or typically your grass-fed, free range, that type of stuff, just regular old factory farm meat, you ain't no telling how many stress hormones are in there. And what do we see as a result? The worst mental health that America has ever been in. Highest anxiety, highest stress levels, all of that. You're eating the stress hormones from the meat. It's going into you, and you're getting stressed out because you're eating so much meat. All right, if you ever notice somebody who eats a lot of meat and they're always aggressive, yeah, they're getting all them hormones from the animals that were slaughtered in very brutal ways. All right, so now, and then we see children and teenagers that, twice as big as their parents, and 10-year-olds that are already 6 feet tall. So basically, the meat is not always packaged, shipped, or stored safely either. So they do the research. They found out they got lots of contamination on the average piece of meat in a grocery store. So everyone really needs to think about considering eating less meat, unless you're a bodybuilder or something. You're gonna just really burn it up, every single day, and your body's gonna actually process all that protein and need the sodium to prevent cramps and all that stuff. But for 95% of everybody else, you probably would do yourself a huge favor by going less meat. However, here's the thing. All right, so the reason why the vegetarians are overweight, some people stop eating meat and gain weight, all right, is you're eating too many carbs. All right, on the pyramid, the food pyramid that they came out with, where they had grains all the way at the bottom, they've been telling us that for the last 50 years. That was 100% wrong. And now every diet expert will tell you, yeah, the USDA recommended too many carbs. Most people do not need to eat that many carbs because most people are not doing high levels of physical activity enough to burn off the carbs. The only people that should be eating carbs are people who are on their feet all day long, not sitting down, or people who are running multiple miles every day, working out for an hour every day, lifting heavy weight, breaking super sweats. That's what it takes to burn carbohydrates. The average person, if you're not doing that, you don't need carbs. You only need a few carbs. You don't need a lot of carbs. But your whole diet should not just be carb, because you're trying to avoid meat. So when you avoid meat, but you turn to bread, rice, pasta, chips, cookies, and other baked goods, and you getting in 200-300 carbs a day, that's impossible for you to burn that off, or it's impossible for you to lose weight and get down to a daily caloric intake that's going to keep you at a healthy weight. So maintaining that high level of carbs is going to keep you at a high level of weight. All right, so even if it's low fat, or it's a bran muffin or something like that, yeah, but it's got 50 carbs in it. You got to go run 3 miles to burn off 50 carbs. Most people are not going to go run 3 miles just to burn off one bran muffin. All right, same thing with cereal and oatmeal. Like, a small amount, okay, but a large amount, a big old huge bowl of cereal, big bowl of oatmeal, you got 100 carbs in there. All right, and that's not going to be good if you're not active. You're not physically active and highly physically active. Your body's not probably burning off enough carbs to lose weight. All right, so definitely sugar. Of course, sugar is number one of the most toxic ingredients ever known to mankind, because white sugar is linked to every known major illness on the planet, from diabetes to cancer to heart attack to stroke to Alzheimer's, dementia, all of that stuff. Almost all of it can be linked back to white sugar. So if you get white sugar out of your diet, you will be at a lower risk for every health problem known to man. All right. So, but when people cut out meat, they're going to eat the carbs. They're going to eat the sugar. All right. So number 2, entirely too many processed ingredients. If you look on the back and it's got 20, 30 different ingredients, and you see every type of preservative in the book, as well as multiple artificial colors and artificial ingredients, well, you might as well just go eat some bacon. At least you know where it came from. At least it may not have as many preservatives in it and artificial colors, because all that stuff destroys your metabolism. All the artificial colors, the preservatives, all that stuff destroys your metabolism. You might as well go eat a burger, But I'm not saying to do that on an everyday basis, though. So the thing is, all the artificial stuff and the highly processed stuff, if it's just full of all that, then you're not doing yourself any favors. All right, try to find stuff with the least amount of ingredients on the back. All right, or just stuff that's naturally food, fruit, and vegetables. All right, now number 3, entirely too many nuts. Because if you're a vegetarian, you don't eat meat, you're probably gonna go to nuts. Now, if you're a vegetarian, you can still eat eggs, you can still eat dairy. You're not a vegan. Next week, I'll talk about vegans. All right, so vegetarians like me, during the daytime, I do my eggs, I do my yogurt, I do my cheese. I'm getting my protein from them, and I'll do my nuts. So I'm doing that. So I try to do like almonds, try to do walnuts, cashews, and peanuts as a other resort, or mixed nuts as a other resort. But so I got my eggs, I got my yogurt, I got my cheese, and I got nuts as protein during the day. That's 50 grams of protein right there. So that's the daily recommended allowance right there. But in the evening, I get more protein, and I do a protein shake so I can get up to 100. But the typical average person probably only needs 50 grams of protein. All right, if you're not heavily active. All right, now, nuts have protein. They're good for you, but it's still healthy. It's healthy fat, but it's still a lot of fat. So nuts have twice as much fat as protein. So a serving of nuts will have 15 grams of fat, 7 grams of protein. You eat 2 servings, now you got 30 grams of fat just to get you to 15 grams of protein. All right, now your body can handle about 30, but once you get up to 60 grams of fat, all that stuff, 80, 90, you're doing too much. So you should be eating no more than 2 servings of nuts per day. And that's only going to give you 15 grams of protein. You still going to have to get some protein in from somewhere else. All right, but you can overdo it with the nuts, and your body is not going to burn that fat unless you're very physically active. All right, now, last one, entirely too much soy. Soy is okay in moderation, but it's not something that people should be consuming in large quantities unless you're an older woman who's past menopause. And in that case, soy is helpful for you. But soy is genetically similar to estrogen, and your body can mistake it. Men and boys and young women your body can mistake it for estrogen. So you don't want to have too much soy. You can have a little bit. You can have 1 cup of soy milk. You can have a little bit of tofu. You can have a little bit of soy this, soy that, but not not soy with breakfast, soy with lunch, soy with dinner. Just soy. Oh, okay, it cut off on me. All right, so almost done. So not just soy on top of soy. All right, like I said, small amount, not a lot, unless you're an older woman, and then you can do more. All right, but now next week I'll talk about overweight vegans, whereas where you're not eating any dairy, no eggs, no dairy, no meat. And my question is, where you getting your protein? But there are ways, of course, but is it enough? Is a question also. But then again, we'll talk about the other things that vegans are getting into with the vegan meat and all that stuff in the food, and talk more about that. But in the meantime, have a healthy week. Stay powerful, my friends. God bless.